Hello and welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Y'all gonna have to watch out today because I'm standing. I've got this desk that goes up, it goes down. So here I am, I'm standing. And when I'm standing with the microphone in front of me, it's different than when I'm sitting with the microphone in front of me. But actually, you're pretty safe. This is a pretty safe video. And before we get into the topic of this video, I want to take you to two polls. I put out two polls ahead of the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship, and I want to let you know how you did in those polls. Let's go over to the poll about how many points Paige Bueckers would score in that championship game on Sunday. You can see here that the question I posed in this poll is how many points will Paige Bueckers score in Sunday's championship game? There were 428 votes. And first of all, let me let you know in case you don't remember, Paige Bueckers scored 17 points in that game, 17. And the choices were, how will she score fewer than 15 points? 18% of the people said fewer than 15 points. Obviously, she scored 17, so she's above that. The next choice was no fewer than 30, but not 40 points. So between 30 and 40, 13% thought she was going to go off for a 30 piece, but short of a 40 piece, 40 points or more. It had 2% who said she's going totally off. And then this said she'll crack 20, but won't hit 30. That's 66%. So 66% of people said, okay, she's going to cross over 20 or at least get to 20, but she's not going to get to 30. So every one of these individuals was wrong because she didn't score fewer than 15. She didn't score 30 to 40. She didn't score 40 or more. And she'll crack 20, but won't hit 30. She didn't crack 20. So they're all wrong. Actually, I didn't have a choice for what she said. So here's someone though said 15 to 20, but it's not a choice. So I didn't have a choice, 15 to 20. So but this was right. So someone got that right. And someone else said 15 to 20 points. So that was right. And then someone said maybe 16, 18, and they'll lose the game. Well, obviously they didn't lose, but so I had three people in the comments who said you didn't have my thing up there. So they were right, but 428 people up here didn't get it right, and I didn't have a choice for it. So let's go over to the other poll. This question said, who will win the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship? Then in the comments, predict the final score. Let's see how close you get. And 465 people voted. And South Carolina, 41%, UConn, 59%. Obviously, the 59% got it right. And the scores, the various scores here. And yeah, so hey, you got it right. UConn pulled it off, and I just pulled it off, dominated. Okay, I just wanted to catch you up on the results of that poll. Don't go in there now and try to, put your answer in. Okay, let's get to the topic of this video. Olivia Miles, we know, decided that she wasn't going to go to the WNBA. Instead, she was going to enter the transfer portal. Did a video on that when that was announced. Absolutely not surprised that she chose to stay in college. What surprised me and surprised many other people is that she decided to leave Notre Dame. Notre Dame, where it's like, okay, Olivia Miles, Hannah Hidalgo, great combination. Coach Neil Ivey seems like a great coach to play for. And yet she said, I'm out of here. And there were all kinds of ideas about why would she leave? Did she really just want to be the star? She didn't want to share the spotlight with Hannah Hidalgo. Were there issues between the two of them that no one knew about? Did she have a problem with Christianity and all this stuff? And then she, I guess, shared a post about people who quote scriptures and they're mean to people and all this stuff. I purposely didn't get into all that stuff because I just didn't want to. I didn't know what was up with that. I didn't want to make it seem like she was somehow anti-Christian or that she was that Hannah Hidalgo was somehow a hypocrite. For all we know, somebody posted it, said, it's not cool to quote scriptures every day and live like the devil. And it could have been just random. And she's just like, yeah, I agree with that. I'm going to repost that. I don't know. But in any case, she entered the transfer portal. Now, if you know me, and you've listened to this channel or you've been in the live streams, you know I'm not a fan of the transfer portal, and that's an understatement. In fact, go on over to the second channel. I already put out a video today about the transfer portal. The video is entitled Anti-Transfer Portal. Caitlin Clark and Kobe exemplify benefit of commitment over greener pastures. You'll see why Kobe's in there. Obviously, he didn't play in college, but still, I make a point. I'm anti-transfer portal. Caitlin Clark and Kobe exemplify benefit of commitment over greener pastures. So the link to that video will be in the description of this video. And also hit the like button over there. It's called Adrienne Ross Squared, where I'm squaring off from A to Z. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, but you definitely want to go check out that video about the transfer portal. So no surprise, I'm anti-transfer portal. Nonetheless, it exists. So Olivia Miles entered that transfer portal and now reportedly is going to TCU. Who saw that coming? Especially the people are like, well, she might be anti-Christian. Well, she's leaving Notre Dame and going to Texas Christian University. We know Hailey Van Lith is out of TCU now. And, well, sounds like Olivia Miles is headed in. So that's the first one we're going to talk about. And then we're going to look at Ta'Niya Latson, who also entered the transfer portal and is out of Florida State and committed to, I'll make you wait in case you don't know, but you may know by now. Let's talk a little bit about Olivia Miles. I'm hanging out here right now at IndyStar.com, and it says former Notre Dame women's basketball star Olivia Miles transfers to Big 12 team. And that's according to reports. So it tells us Olivia Miles is headed to the Big 12 conference on Tuesday, today. The former Notre Dame star reportedly committed to TCU out of the transfer portal. Miles was a projected top 3 pick. From what I hear, it was almost guaranteed that she, whatever that means, almost guaranteed in sports, right? And in the draft. But the belief is that she was going to go number 2 in the WNBA draft, which is just 6 days away, actually. So she was projected to go early, and she does have 1 year of eligibility remaining. And this past season, she averaged 15.4 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 5.8 assists per game. And she shot 41% from 3-point range. And here's the interesting thing. In a twist, Miles is going to the team that eliminated the Irish in the Sweet 16. So again, going to TCU. And now I've jumped over to ESPN.com. Sources: former Notre Dame guard Olivia Miles commits to TCU. And I'm just going to read a little bit of it. It says TCU, which this season enjoyed a run to the Elite Eight, its deepest March run in program history, will reload again as Coach Mark Campbell enters year 3 of his tenure in Fort Worth. He has quickly turned a forgotten Big 12 program that hadn't been to the NCAA tournament since 2010 into a national power behind some big acquisitions in the transfer portal, including now departing seniors Hailey Van Lith and Sedona Prince. With a tandem of Miles and fellow backcourt star Hannah Hidalgo, the Irish were one of the best teams in the country earlier in the season, reaching the number 1 spot in the AP poll in February, but fell apart down the stretch, falling in the semifinals of the ACC tournament to Duke and bowing out of the Sweet 16 in March Madness at the hands of TCU. And they're going to look different. They're losing some people like Citron and Westbeld, etc. So, yeah, the team that knocks you out, that's where you're going. Here's the thing about TCU. They were holding open tryouts a year ago, trying to get some momentum, trying to get enough players to even have a team. And then they get in the tournament and they take care of some business and it's looking good. And people are like, oh, is this going to be like the Cinderella? It didn't happen, but they did knock out Notre Dame. I thought if Olivia Miles decided that she was going to leave her team, I didn't think she'd leave her team at all. It didn't cross my mind. But once I heard she was going to leave her team, I thought for sure she was going to be going somewhere where it was more of looking like a definite championship. But maybe she feels that way. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Didn't foresee that. But here it is. Okay, so now we've got Ta'Niya Latson. I wasn't planning on talking about that, but I heard about it, or I just heard about it. And when I heard about it, I was like, okay, I'm just going to throw this in as well. Not that Ta'Niya Latson is a throw-in. I mean, she is quite the player. I didn't get to watch her this year, but apparently I missed out on a whole lot. I've heard people talking about her, and I see why now. ESPN says Ta'Niya Latson to join South Carolina from the transfer portal. Florida State guard Ta'Niya Latson, who led all Division I players in scoring this season, on Tuesday announced she plans to transfer to South Carolina, where she will reunite with her former high school teammate Raven Johnson. Remember, Raven Johnson kind of gave it a little bit of an indication that she was going to stay when I heard her comments after losing to UConn, but she hadn't announced formally. But Latson made her announcement on social media with 2 words: feeling cocky. Gamecock, get it? Yeah. So in her own social media post, Johnson announced she would not enter the WNBA draft and instead return to school to play with Latson, writing, "Let's run it back, twin." So that was Raven Johnson saying, I'm going to hang around, play with my high school teammate. Let's do it. And they'll find out what happens. Will the grass be greener on the other side? I think Dawn Staley is probably not right now doing the body language that she unfortunately displayed as her team was playing UConn in the championship. If you did not see my video about that, make sure you see the video about the F-bombs and the blow-ups and the way Dawn Staley presented herself in that game, which really was embarrassing and unfortunate. Go ahead and check that video out. Hit the like button while you're over there. But I have a feeling that was short-lived, because she's got to be feeling pretty good. Raven Johnson is returning, and she is going to have her high school twin, as she says, with her. We'll see what Dawn Staley is able to do in this next season upcoming with the #1 scorer in Division I basketball. That's the transfer portal for you. You never know what's going to happen. Once again, I'm not a fan of it. I think people should stay with their commitments, except for extenuating circumstances. And there are some of those, but it's really not. It's becoming a lot more of a lot of other stuff. But again, go over to my second channel, Adrienne Ross Squared, to see what I have to say about that and about Caitlin Clark and how the way she handled herself through college has really helped transform the game. So get in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And I will put the links that you need in the description of this channel. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.